Hey guys, what's up? So, been a little while since I made any videos on the golf cart. Uh, got a couple things done, and yeah, so let me show you what's going on here. So, I have done quite a bit of body work, and I bought, if you guys can see, they're dirty from all the sanding I've done, but I bought headlights. And they fit in here. Cut all this out, and they fit right in just like that. And I think it's going to look great. So all these spots here, we're going to go ahead and sand all these down. What it is it's glazing putty, and you use that when you do body filler. And it's basically just filling in the pinholes and around the rough spots. This is all the rough spots over the years, you know, getting nicks and stuff like that. And this is just me filling in little tiny pinholes that I missed in the body fill. It's not 100% great. It's a whole lot better if you remember seeing it before. Had the giant bubbles and all that stuff where it had gotten really hot. Now this part here on the sides, it's actually supposed to be out and flat, but I kind of liked the way it looked, so I kind of left it. But we got to hit it with some, I was using 400. I think we're going to hit it with some 600 and just knock all this down and put us another coat of primer on it and get it ready for a coat of paint. So I've been tossing back and forth ideas on paint. I still got to do the whole back part. I haven't even started on it. But I think it's going to be red and white, and I might break it up in the center with black stripe. I don't know. We'll see how it looks when I get it done. So I want to get that part knocked out. The other parts of stuff that you guys have not seen, and I've got everything covered with a blanket right now, is I did get the shifter made. Blanket. Shifter is installed. It does work. Reverse, neutral, and forward. And it's all hooked up back here. It's all hooked up. I got our throttle cable hooked up. And it all works. I still have a ton of wiring to do. And the reason that I haven't done all the wiring yet is I'm still waiting on some things to get here. One of the things I got yesterday, here it is. I have a giant mess here. Is our GPS gauge, and it will go in this gauge pod here, and we will mount it somewhere here, or possibly, I did do this. I got it pretty much ready to go. This is our steering wheel cover. So got that cleaned up. I put new rubber gasket on. It's just dirty from sanding around it. I painted it red. And then I did finish all of the fuel pump wiring, and well, it's not totally done, but we got our return, our outlet up to our pump around, T, carburetor side, return line side, and we've got our relay and a nice little inline watertight connector that we can unclip here if we ever need to replace the fuel pump. Now, I started on some of this ripping this crap off the sides of it, and I still got to get all this off, and we've got to unbolt the rear seats and the front seats because they are shot, and they are probably not going to be very fun to get off. At least the rear part isn't, because they used screw heads. So yes, I have gotten quite a bit done, and like I said, I was gonna do I didn't want to do a bunch of filming on the body work because I personally suck at body work. I'm currently working on one of the rear bumper, and I'll show you it. Don't mind the beverages here. We had a little get together last night. So here is the rear bumper, and I still have a lot of sanding and body fill to do. This is just regular body fill, and I put a bunch of glazing putty over top of it in between my coat here, just to make it easy. But I still got to do this whole bottom section. You can see how thick it is, and I got to do the top and get it all nice and knocked down smooth, and then we still got to do the front one. I did, however, decide to go ahead and run the tail lights that came in it, or with this headlight setup. There's no place to really mount them in the body of the golf cart, so I cut out these giant holes for the tail lights to go in. But I will show you, hang on. This is one of the tail lights that came with it, and it is a pretty cool little thing, and they just will sit right down in there like that. We will center it up when it's done and screw it in, and I think it'll work. I think it'll look pretty good. We'll see. If I don't like it, then we'll just weld this back up and glass over it. I don't know. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do is go ahead and grab the sander, grab some 600, and knock down all these spots, and then go from there. So also, in this kit for the headlights, it came with another brake switch, which I don't need, but it's always nice to have an extra. It did come with the nice steering wheel setup and all your pre-wires. So you've got turn signals, headlights, horn, all that fun stuff. It came with a column cover, and like I said, all this stuff is just very dirty from being out here. It came with a horn, and then I bought a whole box of clips because we've got to replace all of the clips that were on the rubber, and yes, they are all shot. I did not take the rubber off of this side. I took the rubber off of that side, and it's in pretty rough shape. I'm gonna try to clean it. I got one of my big ass footprints on it, but I'm gonna try to clean it up, and we might try to paint it or something to make it look a little better. But we're not to that part yet. So let me grab sander, sandpaper, and let's get at it. Okay, so got the sander, sandpaper's on, and we're just gonna start on these spots. There's a couple spots I've seen in here that we've got to flatten out a little bit, and this will be perfect to do it. I'm going to start over here and work my way around. So here we go. Okay, for some reason my GoPro decided to just totally die. I did get this sanded down, but then I seen a crap ton of little pinholes, and I went back and I've added more glaze to it, and I'm gonna re-sand it once that's dry. It's not 100% dry yet, but I figured we'd go ahead, and I need to unbolt these seats and this back seat. And I just realized this one's about rusted off, so hopefully we can get the bolts out. We're gonna find out. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That whole bottom of that seat is gone. So, get that out. We're gonna have to dispose of that because that seat is shot. And I'm gonna have to probably weld something to that or grab it somehow to get that, or grind that off probably, get that bolt out of there, because she is in there. Like I said, I knew it was going to be a problem just because I want to pull these off and I want to paint them, clean them up real good, and I'm going to paint these black. So there's that one, and same thing, it is rotted out. Rough shape. So you can see that's what's left of the seat that was right there. This one, however, did not come off or come out. Might try to hit it one more time with the impact, see what it does. Hey, out she came. So I knew I had to get new seats for it, so we'll have to get them on order. They shouldn't take long here to get here, but definitely knew I had to take the seats off. And oh yeah, so them seats are shot. So with that off of there, we can clean up that part of the body. That's a lot of rust. Good thing the rest of it looks like it's in pretty good shape, which we're gonna work on trying to get all of this off, all of this off. That's a single bolt. We might try to pull that out of there to do the body work. I'd like to get this off so I can paint it good, but it's riveted. I could drill the rivets, but I don't know if I have anything to put it back. I might be able to just use screws to put it back. We'll see. So let me go find another size socket that other seat fits, so we can get it off of there. And there's the seat. Right off. Good place for it. Oh my God, no wonder this thing's so heavy. Dang. This thing must weigh 60 pounds. What in the hell is in it? Oh my God, that seat weighs 60 pounds. I bet that made this. Oh my God, that's 100 pounds lighter. No wonder. Good Lord. That made a huge difference. What the crap? Try to get all these bolts out. My plan is I want to use the gas tank lid, but for whatever reason, you can't get to it because of this. So I need to take that off and trim it, put it back on. After I get all these screws out, I don't know why they did that. I want to put a seat on the rear of it, but not as big as what was there. I just want a small little seat right in the center for one person. You don't need all that, the whole size of the thing. Or I might not even do that. I might just fiberglass these damn holes shut and do it that way. I don't know yet. I'm amazed at the difference in this thing. My goodness, that is a humongous difference. I mean, it's still kind of heavy, but it ain't 200 pounds heavy like it was. Let's go ahead and see what happens. I may have to get the really big Phillips head. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Let's see. Ooh. No. May end up having to vice grip them out. I hate Phillips heads. Okay, so what I found is a 1/4 inch socket, and I'm just going to try to get these out. I laid the seat down, see what happens. I don't think that one ain't gonna do nothing. That one came loose, but it ain't coming out unless there is I didn't pay attention. Maybe there's a nut on the back side. Let's see. Started to and then rounded off. And rounded off. That's kind of what I expected. This one might come out. This is probably going to be the only one that's going to come out halfway decent, if at all. We're definitely going to have to get some new screws to replace that. It's really bad. I mean, it rounded it completely out of there. So, I guess we're going to try to get a pair of vice grips on it maybe and see what happens. So, let me go get a pair of vice grips. I went and got the oldest pair of frickin' channel locks that I have, or vice grips. We're gonna see if we can get it to move. Hey. Oh, yeah. Hey, looky there. So, I think I have a bracket we're gonna have to find. Good Lord, look at that bolt. Nothing left of her. At least we know what size we got to get, because we got a thing to match the threads. And I'm sure I've got something laying around. Now, let's see if we can get this other side broke loose. Leave my 13. Sorry about the noise, guys. I turned on the air. I'm dying. It's not even that hot, but I'm dying. So, got our socket, our thing on here. Let's see if we can clamp this one down. If we can just get this one to hold, I think I can get the, there we go. She broke loose. And I dropped the wrench. I like to lay my tools out in random places, and then my child comes behind me and picks these tools up and carries them around, and then I don't know where the hell they went. My fault for leaving them lay, but you know. Come on, baby. I'm trying to avoid cutting them because I don't want to get this stuff too hot and melt it, but this one here is pretty bad. Yeah, she is in there. Alright, so I went and found my cutting wheel. We'll see if we can't get this thing buzzed off of here. Let me get my cord out of the way. Well, we got it free. That's a start. So, boom, out she went. Now we just got to get them center ones out. Well, that was too easy. Oh, dropped my nut. Giggity. I'd like to get these out so I could paint it easier, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I would like to fix this, and I really don't know why they're there, to be honest. And I don't see that this thing is any less sturdy without those. So yes, I am going to eliminate those. I think it will just look a lot nicer. I will sand all this down and see what we got. So for now, I'm going to clean this up, sand it a little bit, and then we'll see what we got when I get that done. So this is what it looks like. Got it all cleaned up, got it sanded down, went ahead and took some bolts I had and stuck them down inside of here, and all these little holes here and here and here and here and here and all there, all those we got to fill in with some short strand fiberglass, and then we'll sand it all smooth and probably put us a thin layer of body filler. There's a couple spots that's not exactly perfect. Got all that goo and stuff off the side of it. I did go ahead and sand the front of this thing again, and it looks great to me. Looks good enough for me anyways. I'll probably shoot it with primer when we shoot this, and then it'll be ready to go. So I haven't 100% sanded this yet. I still got to sand this front section and do more in the back, but I wanted to get the fiberglass laid over all these little holes so it can set up. And I'm assuming this was for probably mounting a roof on it, and I don't plan on doing a roof on it. So I took me some nice pieces of cardboard, glued them together with super glue. There's 3 pieces of cardboard in there, and they're wedged in from the back so they can't go anywhere. And then we'll just take the glass and go over top of it, and then sand everything smooth. I hate body work with a passion. Always have, always will. I suck at it, but we'll see how it turns out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some glass laid on this, and then show you what we got. So guys, like I said, I hate body work, and I worked on it some, and I just didn't record any of that because I suck at body work. And I had a bunch of crap going on, and yeah, so I got it ready to go for the most part. So what we're going to do now is, I guess, lay some paint. So, if you can tell, I have got all the holes filled in the back, got everything primered, everything sanded, and everything taped off because we're doing two-tone. So top half is going to be white, bottom half is going to be red. So everywhere that's masked is going to be red. Everything up is going to be white. Same thing in the back. I made an invisible line. Hopefully it's straight. I guess we'll find out. It is going to be white and the rest black, or red. Ordered the seats. They should be here in a couple days. I got the steering wheel, got all the gauges, everything I need to go ahead and finish up all that stuff. And of course I got a ton of wiring to do. I was waiting to do all the wiring till I got everything else done, because I only want to do the wiring once. So with that being said, let's get us some paint here. I'm just using some cheapo. We're going to see how it turns out. So the body work is not 100% perfect, but it's good enough for me, I guess, because I'm not going to pay somebody to do it. So let's see what happens. First coat, I'm just going to do very light dusting. And yes, I am wearing a mask. So filler primer is what I used, and I sanded it 320 then 400 and fixed a bunch of spots. So catch back up with you guys talking when I'm done. Alright guys, so for whatever reason, my camera just died completely. So, while it was dead, I did go ahead and get this thing coated, and it is pretty much good enough now that we're going to go back and do another coat. So, I'm going to get ready and grab my stuff, and we're going to hit it again with a coat. So,
Here we go.
So here's a drawing that my daughter done, and she says that the first person to comment on this video, we will mail you this picture. So with that being said, go lay it over there so it can dry. Careful. It is raining hard outside. I'm gonna grab our can of paint here. And this paint here, usually I don't like to hold it that close, but this paint here seems like you got to hold it a lot closer than you normally would. For some reason, I guess it's just cheap. Oh, got to line our dot up. Makes a big difference. So let's just hammer it out here. So I think it's looking pretty decent, really. I mean, considering how bad this front was when I started, I got it probably as straight as it's ever gonna get without replacing it. Unfortunately, it was, I think it was maybe parked too close to a fire is what I think they done, maybe, and it just melted it. So yeah. But anyways, I think it looks pretty dang good, guys. I don't know if you can see it in the video real well, but I don't think it looks half bad. Now I see a couple places that like splatter and stuff, but you know, it's normal paint can stuff. And usually when you go back with a rag and wipe it once it's good and dry, that most of that will come out. Like I said, I see a couple spots like that's a bug, and there's another right there's a bug, but that's to be expected when you're not in a controlled area, you know. So I think it looks pretty damn good for redneck body work and paint. I mean, I've got a bunch more white. I'd like to hit it with at least one, maybe two more coats, and then clear coat it real good after that. And I think it'll look pretty decent. The parts that'll be red, of course, I've got enough red to do all those, so that means we're gonna have to tape off the white. And I'm thinking about right in here where it splits to do hand paint a black line. I don't want to spray paint it because it's not going to be a very accurate line if I spray paint it. I don't want to tape that much off. So we'll see how good I am at hand painting. I did get the rails done, the bench, the armrests, I mean, got the armrests done, and they turned out great. They're nice and black. Then I don't know if you can see it, I bought some paint. Hang on. I bought some paint for rubber, and I resprayed all the rubber trim that goes back on, and that stuff works great. It says it's for tires. You're supposed to use it for to make your tires look like they're always wet. It is Shine Last technology, bonds to rubber, all-weather performance, wet look, dry finish. Tire paint by Duplicolor. Interesting product, if you guys can see it. And then here's the Here's the armrests. I gotta wipe them down, they're dirty. But they turned out pretty decent. A lot better than what they were. So guys, guess I'm gonna let this dry for overnight real well, and then we're gonna come out tomorrow and do another coat and go from there. So I guess I'm gonna call this a video, because I'll just make a new video starting out with doing the rest of the paint, and then you guys can see everything come together. I mean, we still got a lot to do. I mean, a lot, but I do have the steering wheel, I got the seats, so yeah, we're getting done. Mainly what we got left is paint, tires, putting everything together, and wiring, and she'll be ready to ride. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.